This week, we finished the World Series heads. Welcome to Throne Room. I bet most of you guys saw Lacrosse on The Simpsons a few weeks ago, and ever since, I've been practicing my Canadian egg roll, which I think was probably the funniest part of the entire episode. And I just think it was awesome. I grew up on The Simpsons, always loved their kind of satire on humanity and the way people act. And I thought it'd be really fun to do a stick like I'd be doing for like Bart Simpson or something like that, and give it a really cool kind of Simpsons-y look for them honoring Lacrosse. And I think this will be a fun one, so let's get to it. For this project, we're using a Warrior Evo 4X because we had one laying around the studio and its scoop is absolutely perfect for the artwork that I'm thinking. And we're gonna be basing this off of Milhouse's dad's hat. I believe his name is Kirk, and in the episode he played college ball and had a chance to play in the pros. I don't want to ruin the episode, go and watch it if you haven't yet, but he's got this really cool hat on for the Springfield Neutrinos, and it's kind of color blocked yellow and blue, and that's this cool kind of like fireball atomic logo on it, which I think is super awesome. And I want to make this head bold and have really clean lines to make it look a little bit, or make it look cartoony, because the sticks in the actual episode are pretty bad. So I thought this would be super fun, and like my idea kind of like, let's just make a head for Bart Simpson. That would be hilarious. So we're gonna get the artwork on, and we're gonna throw it in the yellow dye.
Come off the light. What does it do?
You're blinding me.
It's blinding you?
Yeah.
It's almost like a techno light.
It's not a techno light. Oh God.
Or dubstep, like wow, 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 wow. Oh, I'm DJ Skrillex. Oh my God.
I'm glad you have this form to be yourself, because in the real world, no one's gonna accept you. We're at the first color finish. We now have to do the hardest part of this dye and mask the entire scoop. Pretty much mask everything but where the red's gonna be. And why this is hard is because we're doing kind of an inset of colors, so you're not able just to dye the whole head and layer it like you normally would do with colors. So you really gotta mask it off, and then you gotta take hot glue and fill in all the little seams, and then throw it in the dye, and it's pretty much a 50-50 if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. Just take your time and make sure you get every little seam that you can. After letting the head cool for a bit, after being in the dye, it's time to take off the mask and see if we had any bleeds. The top came out nice. Now it's time to finish up the dye with the final step, and that is the royal on the bottom. And for this, I want a nice rich royal with a hard line to add to that cartoon look that I'm going for. And this is one of the hardest things to do in dyeing, because you need to set the head in pretty much all at once so you don't get any type of fade and really not move. And that's what's gonna give you a nice solid hard line that almost look like it was painted on. It's difficult. It takes practice, takes patience, and just try not to breathe. With the dye finished, it's now time to string it up, and we're gonna be using some ruby fiber with also some blue and yellow string, but I think the red stripe going down the center, going up into that logo at the scoop, is gonna give the head a really kind of cool cartoon look to it, but it's also like, you know, it's like laser beam, a little silly, but I think it's unbelievable and absolutely perfect for this project. And we were planning to do a time lapse for this, but while we were shooting the time lapse, Chris just did something that outshadowed the entire time lapse, and it's pretty good. All right, you ready for it? And Chris punches himself in the face. Now this is, actually one more time. So this is absolutely hilarious, but it's only funny because all of us stringers that actually have strung a ton of sticks have all known that we have done this at one time, and you're just looking at your hands, looking at the stick, just being like, I'm such an idiot. The Simpsons head is now finished, and it turned out exactly how I wanted it to. It's kind of ugly. It kind of has that cheesy look to it, but it's synonymous with kind of the cartoony Simpsons look. And you know, it's an homage to them putting Lacrosse in one of their episodes and kind of their look, which I think is super cool. And it's definitely different, and that's what I like about it. But it's definitely one of like the ugliest heads we've ever done. But I think that's what makes it super cool at the same time. My favorite part has to be the red ruby stripe going to the logo up top. Just gives it a really kind of cool cartoony vibe to it, especially next to those bold yellow and bold blue colors. This one-of-a-kind head is up for grabs. You can hit the eye in the top right-hand corner or check out the description below for details. As always, let me know what you thought of this project in the comments below. And if you learned something in this video, please throw the video a like. And be sure to subscribe to Throne Lacrosse to not miss our next custom projects. See you soon in the throne room.